Hello and welcome to another video by Crazy Crested. Today we're going over the Legion of Stationary Designs as Human that I actually made myself. I really like these characters in Paper Mario the Origami King, and I thought it was fun to try and design them as humans. So the first one we have here is Colored Pencils. I just thought, how do I make him look as stereotypical French as possible? So that was kind of my goal in the beginning with this. But I also still wanted to make him look like an artist, so that's why he has like that, I don't know what you call that, apron? But he also has a beret, just making him look very French. I tried to incorporate every single color of the rainbow into his design just to make him look very, colored pencils, because he's very colorful. And then I also, you may notice, I have included Ollie's symbol. I've actually done this on every single one of their designs because I just think it's interesting that they're all in their original designs as stationary objects. So that's Colored Pencils. The next one is Rubber Band, in order of how they appear in the game. Rubber Band was a lot of fun to do. I just wanted her to look very theatrical, very extra and dramatic. I didn't explicitly include the Ollie symbol on her design. I just put it on top of her hat because I feel like she would show that when she's bowing, and then like she's bowing and her hat's to the audience and it's like, oh look. So I just thought that was fun. I gave her those necklaces kind of just to structure the rubber band look. Yeah, I don't really have that much to say. I gave her flat shoes because that's kind of what you wear in theater. I've been in some theater productions of like flat jazz shoes. So she's ready to get on the stage and take over. I also feel like she'd start like belting opera, so I wanted to make it look appropriate for that too. Now the next one is Hole Punch. Hole Punch, I thought, how do I make him look like he just walked out of the 70s? Because Hole Punch is all about disco and the disco devil, as you may know. And so I thought, well, bell-bottom jeans, that's the first one. Bell-bottom jeans, cowboy boots, tie-dye, long hair, headphones, basically everything I could do to make him look like a disco nerd. I do have to say, in my original design, he looked like way too much like a girl. I fixed it a little bit. I made his face a little bit more squarish, so it's a little less bad now, but he's a boy. He just has long hair because that's what they did in the 70s, and since he basically empowers the disco movement, I felt like he needed to have long hair. So, yeah. The fourth is Tape. I actually really like Tape. He's one of my favorites of the Legion of Stationary, especially with just like the random Brooklyn accent that they gave him for no apparent reason, but it's so funny. The idea for Tape having a braid was actually not mine. My friend actually, she draws Tape with a braid, so I thought that was kind of fun. It's an interesting idea though, for Tape to have a braid, because it's like the loose end of the tape coming out. So yeah, I did take that. I wanted to make him look like he's very nice and neat and clean with his suit and his clean white gloves, but then in reality, they basically just were like, you're a mafia boss. So he has a gun. But other than that, I don't know. I just really like Tape's design. I think he's a cutie. The last one is Scissors. Scissors was also really fun. Scissors was actually the first one I designed. It was kind of the one that started this whole idea for this video. I don't know. I felt like Scissors really needed to look like this. This is very vague. I did give her the blades. Most of the characters, I didn't really give them anything that embodied the item that they are, unless you count Tape's braid, and Colored Pencil has a pencil behind his ear. But other than that, I just felt like Scissors needs blades. You know, she is a duelist. She's going for the battle. So I thought that was a fun idea. I didn't really put too much work into the blades, so I just drew one right there so you could see what it looks like. That's just the basic of it. And then she just keeps them in loopholes and like this cool green crisscross belt thing. I also wanted to make it look like she cut her bangs herself, so that's why they're all choppy and uneven, because I feel like that's something she would do. And for her, the Ollie symbol is actually on the back of her jacket, which I did not specify here, but I just think that would be cool because I think she would line up to fight a foe and then take off her jacket and be like, this'll only take a second, and then you see like the Ollie symbol. So that's where I put Scissors. So yeah. And then the last one is not a human. I think if you know the series, you know who it's about to be. It's Stapler. Stapler's a dog. That's it. He's just a dog. There's nothing more to say about that. That's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, these are my Legion of Stationary Human designs. I had a lot of fun creating these, and I just thought it was fun to envision what they would look like if they were humans. So, I mean, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and these are my human designs for the Legion of Stationary.